Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and Rimworld, in a series that I think I'm going to call the Banshee Pass. Temporarily in the last video I have been calling it New Phoenix just because I needed kind of a colony name and it's a good placeholder for the time being. Asked for some suggestions, and there were quite a few good suggestions out there. I do appreciate that. But the ones that I think caught my eye had something to do with Banshee specifically, since that is the name of our warg, so, you know, why not? And also, I saw some stuff about valleys and such. Well, we are kind of in a valley, surrounded by some large hills and mountains. We have a path going through, so I think a good compromise would be the Banshee Pass. Right? Passing through the valley, this is where we're going to control it. Seems pretty nice. Hey, did this happen at the end of the last video, or is it just because I reloaded the game? But apparently, Albert and Snappy have become lovers. Admittedly, that is not what I was expecting to hear, because I kind of figured that Albert would go for Fox, since, you know, she's beautiful and all that. Yeah, she's very, very attractive, but he decided to go for Snappy, the neurotic former test subject. Okay, well, all right, sure, why not? It's fine, it's okay. Let's go ahead and deconstruct that. I'm going to cancel this bed, because Snappy's not been doing a very good job, and you know what? If she's now going to be bunking up with Albert, I guess we should get them a proper double bed. That's what I'm looking for. Those are the words that I'm looking for. So unfortunately, maybe we want to deconstruct this bed. I guess I could just uninstall it for now. It is a good quality, and I'd hate to waste it. So let's go to structure over here. Oops, sorry, furniture. And a double bed. We will need a place. Well, there's no good easy place to do it right now, but I guess for now I'll just place it here right away. I'll worry about symmetry another time. For now, that'll just have to be okay. Hey, one thing we could do, since I know we were thinking about planting some corn over here to try and grow some of our own food, we actually could make use of another mod that I've added in called tilled soil. Let's see, where is that? It's floors? Yes, tilled soil, there we go. For planting crops properly. I suspect that this will help them to grow a little bit faster, I think. So in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and place that down at Meow. And I also took the liberty of adding in a couple of critical stockpiles, dumping zones right here, specifically for gathering chunks. I'm seeing plenty of slate chunks sitting around right now. I figure we might as well haul some of this, and what we can do is create kind of some de facto sandbags, some kind of bare cover that can slow down any opponents that are coming by. And that, at least for the time being, until I want to get sandbags, will save me some of the steel that it would cost me to plant these down. So this is kind of a free way to do basically the same kind of thing. So let's go ahead and say that I want to, I think the key is P, yes. Oh, interesting, I can drag to select. Oh, cool, I can drag to select these things. Nice. All right, well, we want to haul all of these chunks. How does this work exactly? Huh. Apparently, there's something going on with the mods here, where I hit P, but now it's asking me to drag stuff. And if I right-click, no. I have no idea exactly what's going on there, but whatever. We'll haul some of these away. We'll clear out some space. Kind of where I have some open ground where I should be able to take some shots, but they won't be able to get much off on me. And I have one down here as well, so that all seems pretty reasonable. We are trying to place a wooden butcher table. I know that it's outdoors, so maybe we actually don't want to place this. I had been thinking we'd do that, but you know what? Now that it's all outdoors and stuff like that, I know it has a global work speed reduction. Blah, 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 blah. We probably should just go ahead and build like an actual like workshop area somewhere over here. Maybe down here actually wouldn't be so bad. I'll wait until Snappy's had a chance to actually, you know, finish building some stuff. But yeah. Snappy, what is your primary job here? It looks like you want to build quality poor. It's saying she wants to deconstruct that, but I obviously don't want her to. Can I cancel the whole... Yeah, cancel the deconstruct job. Keep that there. Now, she's uninstalled this bed, which is convenient. Can we worry, please, about... hang on. It's getting close to nighttime, and she's growing things first. No, that's a low priority. I need you to construct first and foremost. Please, 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 and thank you. I don't care if it's even of poor quality. Just build something. These people need to sleep. Oh, crap. They're all harvesting. It's because I'm out of wood, isn't it? You guys are eating on my table? Oh, sure. Come on in, why don't you? I don't think I offered you the keys, but sure. Taking advantage of my hospitality like that. No, don't deconstruct the bed. Leave it as is for now. I know it's awful quality. Snappy, you're terrible at your job, but I need them to have a place to sleep. Okay. So let's continue to probably chop down a few trees and stuff like that. I actually kind of want to clear a lot of the plants out of this area, just in general, so that any approaching enemies will not have any cover. But wood, yeah, is probably the higher priority. Chop down any trees you got down here. Cacti, something. Can you imagine trying to build something out of cacti? As if that's somehow a good substitute for wood. That sounds incredibly painful and inconvenient. But I guess they're going to go for it anyway. Alright, well, Albert's going to take a nap. No! Can I assign this, please? Hang on. Set owner. Albert and Snappy. You, Albert. Wake up. You sleep here with Snappy now that you're lovers. Okay, Fox, where are you? Where'd you go? Why are you sleeping out here in the middle of the agave plant? Okay, wake up. I know I interrupted your sleep. I'm so sorry. Mwah. But you'll be happier to know that there is, in fact, a bed available for you. Okay, so we have tilled the ground, so it looks like Snappy does want to start planting some corn, and, you know, that's good with me. Wouldn't mind getting some food together. But we do kind of need to consider what we want to start expanding into. Now, I guess one thing I could be working on early on is possibly some basic research bench. Now, for that, we need more wood. Again, wood's going to be a bit of a problem for me in this, isn't it? We can place a quick crafting spot over here. And that's just if I need something for emergency construction projects, some sort of crafting job, at least I'll have something I can do it. But we'll want to get some proper sculptures tables, benches, and so on eventually. Do I want to go for a simple research bench kind of early on, so that Snappy has something else to do? That's the problem, is Snappy is very good at, well, she's my only really good researcher, but she's also kind of my primary construction worker and stuff too. And grower. So she's actually very busy right now. I don't think getting a research bench makes a whole lot of sense. At least not yet. No, I think we just kind of move forward and wait until we've had a bit more wood. And then we can start working on some bigger construction projects. The solar panel, at least, is kind of doing its job. We could try placing a wind turbine as well, which would allow me to try to get a bit more power. I think if I place it here, it actually is okay. I don't think the solar panel technically gets in the way. Technically? Maybe. I'm wondering if we even need more power. I don't have any immediate use for power. That's part of the problem. What if... let's see. As far as improving the look of the area, we could place like a steel lamp kind of here in the middle. It's very ugly, but it's going to make the place look a little bit brighter. That should improve their mood. We could also place a plant pot here and here, for example. I think, by the way, hang on. Orders, zone area, no. Orders? Build quality set. No. I was looking for a way to set the defaults, but I'm not sure we're going to get that. Maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about. So, Banshee, you know what? No one seems to be taking very good care of you. I'm just going to say that you're unrestricted. If you want to go hunt and kill some more ibexes and stuff, as long as you don't die, I guess that's okay. Good job, Snappy, planting all that corn. Okay, as soon as she's done with this task, that's going to free her up a little bit more. And everyone is going out and gathering up some wood, which is good at the very least. This ibex is completely spoiled. I would never eat that at this point. Never! Harvest some agave? No, okay. So now Snappy should be done, yes? Okay. So we have our first little crop of corn growing. Good. Eventually that's going to be available for harvest, and I'll feel a lot better about that. So I did say that I wanted to build a kind of a workshop area, a general purpose area where I'll be able to work on all sorts of projects ranging from cooking and freezing to crafting and stuff like that. I mean, I need to get a good refrigeration spot as well. So let's see if we can build ourselves a new area. I'll probably place you over here, to be honest. This is a bit large. We can leave some room for expansion, so let's think. If I were to make this kind of a freezer area, now that's a little bigger than I probably need it to be. So I can cancel some of this. This is probably a small but serviceable refrigerator for the time being. And then from there, I can allow for some cooking. Now, where do I want to place butchering? Now, I'm trying to be kind of careful here, because if you don't know about Rimworld, modifiers as far as mood is very important for your characters. So let's see. You can see right here that the mood of Albert is at 75% right now. I don't think he's really at much risk of breaking mentally at this point, but you can kind of see some of the things that are driving this. Living in an ugly environment and stuff like that is not very good. He apparently got rebuffed by Fox twice, so he did go for Fox first. I was right. But he ended up having to settle for Snappy. I am so sorry, Snappy. But anyway, so wherever I place the butchering table, there's going to be a lot of blood and stuff like that. So I don't want it to be in an area that's probably very prominent, where they can be in an ugly environment that reduces their mood. Because if they do have a mental break, well, then things tend to get kind of ugly kind of fast. This is probably a larger space than I need, but you know what? We're going to go for it. I'm going to place the butcher's table, and I'm going to place the freezer. Now, what we'll end up needing to do eventually is building this area out much larger. We don't have cramped spaces. That's also a negative mood penalty. But, at least for the time being, while we have very little resources to work with, we'll be okay. Hey, look, there's the ancient danger thing I was telling you about before. So she did sense something. We should have read it, but we didn't. She senses something dangerous in here. In other words, don't open this until you are ready to fight. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much. All right. Let's see. We need to haul some of this stuff out of here. These chunks don't belong. They did set up the chunks here along the stockpile that I was hoping for, so good. We do have some basic cover. Kind of basic. Very basic. But if it works, it works. Snappy's getting a lot better at building walls at the very least. You're getting a lot of XP. Let's see. Construction is up to level 7 now, so she is getting a little bit better. I feel like she lost a level of growing. Didn't she used to be? No, she gained a level of construction. There was, like, one of these was level 6 or something like that. I think construction was level 6, so she's actually leveled up, like, twice since we started this playthrough. That's not so bad. Not so bad at all. Fox, what is your mood looking like right now? She doesn't like that she had to rebuff Albert. Okay, well, that'll go away eventually. Awful bedroom. Yep. Ugly environment, feeling terrible. Look, I'm doing the best that I can here, considering the circumstances. We probably should go ahead and plan on chopping... What was that? I don't know if you picked that up in the microphone. That was somebody messaging one of my other computers on Facebook. But anyway. Oh, they love each other now. Oh, I don't even want to know what was going on there, but, ooh, they're coming out with all smiles. That's what I can tell you. All right, yeah, go ahead and chop down all those cacti. While Snappy keeps doing her job. What is she doing right now? Now she's consuming a meal. She was just sitting there before. Yeah, whatever, that's kind of weird. All right, so let's go ahead and plan out some of our production areas. So we're going to want to get our butcher table. Something nice and simple will do the job. As close to the freezer as possible, probably. That way there's less walking space in order to do this. And here, I'll need to create a stockpile. Primary goal here, let's clear everything here. We're going to need to allow any kind of food and also animal corpses, I think. And we'll say that this is an important zone. Somebody pointed out in the last video, just, you know, for my reference, that, like, yes, hitting priority here and hitting critical does not mean that they're going to go out and put things in this stockpile. It just means that it is preferred over all the other stockpiles. And yes, I do know that. That is certainly true. The work tab here is really what's going to determine all their priorities, and that includes hauling, which I have left as a fairly high priority just because I do find if you fall behind in your hauling, you're going to be a very, very sad panda. But Snappy seems to be doing a reasonable job. There you go. She's going around and roofing everything up, so we're going to have an indoors environment soon enough. And that's a lot of extra space that I can use for pretty much anything. One thing I probably could do, yeah, let's go ahead and place down some horseshoe pins. Just because it gives them an opportunity to gain a little bit of joy. When they have a little downtime, they go play a game of horseshoes or something like that. It improves their opinion. Their happiness goes up. And that is a good thing, or so I am told. Could you please finish this, Snappy? I mean, granted, you put together like an entire house in a day. Gosh dang it, she missed a single tile. Of course you did, Snappy. Fox, where are you? There you are. You like working at night, apparently. You don't want to go to bed? Huh. I mean, okay, if you don't want to do that, I guess they just turned in early. Oh, I see why they turned in early. Never mind. We'll just look away. We don't... Are you done yet? Okay, they're done. We don't need to know what's going on in there. Just censor that out, right? And their pixelated pawns. Oh, that's funny. All right. Looking pretty good on the structure, I think. So, as far as production, what's going to be a high priority for me? I do think that research has to be a high priority. I would like to be able to get something like turrets or some basic machinery. I mean, what really are our options as far as research? Like, what's a priority for us? Until I build the research bench, we can't actually do anything. Yes, I am aware. And by the way, we have like 2 different mods as far as like some prosthetics and stuff like that. I think someone was trying to warn me about some conflicts between mods. I have to take a look into that, but we could research passive cooler? A way to cool indoor spaces without using electricity. Project tech level Neolithic. Huh. I'm not sure what that is or how it works, but I guarantee you it's not as efficient as a refrigeration unit. Devil strands, so we can plant really good crops to grow basically fibers that we'll use to make clothing. Don't have anyone who's good enough at growing for that. Brewing for beer. Carpet making, no. Smithing, drug production, probably not important right now. Terrain rehabilitation. Allows you to correctly layer dirt on smooth stone and other terrains to make underground greenhouses. Now that's useful. Now, if we were living in a mountainous environment, I'd say that's a very high priority. Refining. Make chem fuel from wood. No. Explosive IEDs, colored lights, electric smelting. Hydroponics, auto doors. It's helpful. Microelectronics basics is probably something we need. I hear something dying. Where's my warg? Banshee went off and killed another one. The Ibex ram is dead. Okay. I'm going to... I don't want it to be forbidden. Is Banshee just going off hunting for me? Is that her goal in life now? That's kind of convenient. Alright, so the workbench is actually done. Nice. Let's go ahead and place down a stool right here so that somebody will be able to work. I will place this just to make things look a little nicer. And a lamp somewhere here in a good central location so it's lit and improves their opinion. And then we'll have to go to power and we have to get this place wired up because I plan on using some electricity and so on. So let's stick along the walls so it's not as ugly. We're going to go over here. Now I need to create a refrigeration system. So if I go to temperature, I could create a cooler. An electric device that fits into a wall and pushes cold air into a room. Its exhaust port creates a lot of heat. We will want to place this in such a way that the heat is expelled into the outside atmosphere, and the room here that is closed off will be nice and cold. Perfect. I actually do need to be careful that this door is not technically close enough to the butcher's table that it gets opened every time somebody's working. I don't think it will, but we do need to keep an eye on that. That would be bad. And how are we doing as far as steel? We do have 256 left. I wouldn't mind setting up a couple of mining jobs on some steel over here, just if we have the time. Once you guys are done getting some necessary building materials, and if we can get a surplus of wood, I actually would like to lay down some wooden flooring. That would be pretty useful. Alright, so the Ibex ram is in here. We should go to the butcher table and add in a bill to butcher a creature, and we will do this forever. Okay, so whoever has a cooking job, if there's ever a corpse that needs to be chopped up and turned into sausages or something, steak cutlets, always do that. And that should be perfectly fine. Who's my cook right now? That appears to be Albert, which is good because Albert doesn't actually have a lot of jobs. So there he goes, chopping up the Ibex and planting some Ibex meat here. Now, do we have power? We're about to get our power situated. Good job, Snappy. No! Taking a lunch break at the worst possible times. Gosh. What is this, the Union? Okay. So now we have our refrigeration unit cooling this area so that our meat will not spoil. I'm going to want to set it to a very low temperature. Right now it's at 21 degrees Celsius. Not nearly cold enough. If I were to set it at like 5 degrees Celsius, is that enough? Obviously if I set it down to 0, that would freeze things, yes. But what if instead I would prefer to just leave it sort of cold and not drain quite as much power? We'll see. It's not like I'm draining a lot of power right now anyway, but it is a thought. The other thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is get an electric stove. Now we could have gotten a fueled stove, which would not cost me any components or electricity to operate, but I would need to have some fuel, probably in the form of wood or chem fuel, I'm not too sure. But we're going to want to have an electric stove. I'll use up my electricity instead, and I think that's going to be a bit better. I guess we can probably place you... I guess we'll place you in the corner over here, but we'll need to get some power down here as well. So this should give us the freedom that we need to start cooking meals using meat and eventually the corn once the stuff is grown, which right now is only 26% grown. It's only been like 2 days, so I guess the corn grows approximately every 8 or 9 days. I feel like that's not too bad. It could be a heck of a lot worse. Oh good, they are actually mining out the steel. Nice. Does that mean you've actually run out of wood chopping jobs? I'm not too sure, but go ahead and keep mining the steel. We are going to need plenty of it, I have no doubt. Chop those trees when you get a chance. Some of these as well, probably. Plenty of wood. And there we go. Okay, so the electric stove is now good to go. Let's set up a bill. Now, we could cook a simple meal. Details. Cooks a straightforward meal from one ingredient. That could be meat, it could be vegetables. Alternatively, I could cook a fine meal which uses protein and plants. It has to have both. Better nutrition takes a little bit longer to cook and it's a bit more difficult to make. Problem is, right now without any corn or anything, I don't think we can do anything. So I think we'll just go ahead and cook simple meals. I'm going to cook until we have 12 meals for now. That way we have 3 meals each. That's a full day's meals ready to go at any given time. And then whenever we've used some of those up, we'll cook some more to replenish it. Should be okay. Now it says that we need some more defenses. Pirate raids will start up soon. Traps, sandbags, or turrets. Well, I don't have any sandbags, but these kind of are fitting that purpose. I don't have any turrets. Can we even build turrets yet? I don't think so. Let's take a quick look at that. Security. No. I did actually add in a mod pack called Barbed Wire. So, sandbags provide cover, barbed wire does not produce cover, and it slows people down. What I think I could probably do is lay out a few lines of barbed wire to a nice wide open space, and create sandbags back here for cover, so we can take off all the shots, and they have to take a long time to run closer to us. In theory, that will be helpful, eventually, but for now I don't want to spend the steel on it. What's a shield? Excellent cover from gunfire. Have never seen that before. Kind of curious. Let's go to research, and I'm going to go ahead and say that we want to work on microelectrics basics. I remember this from the base game. So let's see. The basics of working on delicate complex electronics unlocks the high-tech research bench, comms console, and other research projects like tube televisions and cryosleep caskets. I think this is something we will need to eventually get toward turrets. Yeah, gun turrets are down over here. So let's go ahead and say that that's something we want to start working on. Is that a high priority for Snappy? It's a pretty high priority. I probably should, for her at least, say that hauling is not the highest priority, since she's already overloaded with some of our more important jobs. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that. This has no connection. Hang on. I don't remember how far the connection reaches. Does it reach 5 tiles? Well, eventually we'll need to get some light. She obviously is not going to want to work in the dark. Yeah, in darkness. Spacious interior. She apparently thinks that this is a reasonably sized... Oh, no, never mind. She thought it was a reasonably sized room, but that's back to when she was in here. Her opinion of her lover, Albert. She's getting some lovin'. Did I just see that right? Yep, she got some lovin'. Okay. That'll put anyone in a good mood. Absolutely. Can we see the temperature, please? There's a way to look at this. Hang on. Oh, actually, it just shows it down here on the right. Okay. So it is down to about 5 degrees Celsius. We can look at this and it says it spoils in 2 to 3 days. We may want it to get a little colder than that. Let's see if we can cool it down to about 2 degrees Celsius. It actually says it's already done that. Now it spoils in about 8 days. If we froze it, it would never spoil. But, oh well. Having fun there, Fox? Having fun playing horseshoes while they're sleeping in and presumably getting some loving? Probably. Not so bad, not so bad. Okay, so we're starting to get some production, some research and stuff like that. Is there anything else that I think is a very high priority right now, or is it more important to start getting more resources, building materials, and so on? I don't need the tailor's bench right now. I don't need sculpting. I don't need well, stonecutter actually would be useful. That way I'll eventually be able to start turning these stone chunks into building blocks. That would actually be kind of useful. Let's go ahead and place you... probably right here, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and place one right there. I think it would be good to have the option to create some stone blocks if we have the spare time. In the meantime, Albert is cooking up some of these meals. Are we out of survival meals? No, we have 19 left. Okay, so that's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is preferred. And what we probably actually want to do is create a storage area over here so that as they are eventually crafting things... Well, actually, no. What I've heard you're supposed to do, I'll just do this as case in point before we end the video, is I can place a little stockpile right here. And what we do is we say that this is only for chunks, stone chunks. Any kind will be fine. Say that this is an important one, okay? And I'll make sure this is set down to, it is set down to preferred, okay. So I don't want it to be such a high priority that they take the blocks away from my sandbags, but a high enough priority that as we haul this stuff away, keep something nearby. And the reason we do that is so that as somebody's working, he doesn't have to walk very far to get more materials and keep making stone blocks. So we'll put one there, and then I'll probably place a stockpile right here that allows for... Can I say finished chunks, raw resources? Stone blocks, not chunks. There we go. And I'll say that this is important as well. So someone will grab something from here, work on it, place it here, and that way they don't have to spend a lot of time running back and forth. That is the idea anyway, and I think we'll have to do this with a lot of different kinds of production. But for now, I'm going to have to end this video. So we got a long way to go still. I'm actually kind of surprised that we haven't been attacked and that we don't have a 4th colony member. Usually you get one pretty early on, but we haven't had that happen yet. Which, you know, it's probably okay. But, yeah, we'll just continue working on this, and next week, hopefully we can start making some good progress on defenses and start becoming more self-reliant and welcome some new people to the crew. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your suggestions, and subscribe if you have not already. My name is Pravus, and I will see you guys next time in Banshee's Pass. Bye-bye.